I wanted to give you a brief overview of the first, not necessarily the first assignment because you have that student information questionnaire, but one of the assignments that's due during the first week. And that's a discussion board assignment where you are going to convey your personality to the rest of the class using pictures, creating a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide presentation. So let's take a look. Generally, if you notice how I have things set up, I have our weekly to-do. We also have our assignments folder. And if you go into the assignments folder, you'll see everything that's due in a particular unit. If you click on the introduction assignment, you can see that I posted an example. I do this a lot. I'll do this with your first online personality assessment too, because I think it helps if you know what I expect. You're not just guessing what I expect, because I do it for myself. You can't copy it because it's about you, not me, but it gives you a sense of what I'm looking for. You can just, when you post your response, you can just type a link, copy and paste a link to your presentation in there. That works perfectly. You can use Canva too, whatever you like. But just to give you a sense of what I'm looking for, let's take a look at my example. Well, no, we don't want to listen to it. Okay, yes, we're going to stop that. Okay. Hold on. Okay, there, sorry. Now, I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't use a fancy background. You can see there's nothing that fancy about it. You can make it as fancy as you want, but if you want to go plain, I'm fine with that. The point of the assignment is to introduce yourself to everybody else in the class using 5 pictures. Those can be real pictures from your life. They can be pictures that you find on the internet that convey what you're trying to say. They can even be memes. So let's take a look. Here's my title. Again, I'm pretty boring and plain because I don't, if you are too, that's fine with me. But again, you can make it as fancy as you want. So I chose 5 words that describe me and found a picture or a meme or something to go with them. And then I wrote a little description. So just as you can see here, this is a picture back from COVID when my office looked out over on our backyard. And I described myself as nurturing. That's the trait. And then I added some information to it. I didn't just put nurturing and put a picture. I wrote about what that means. So I said nurturing, this is the view from my home office window of a mama and baby deer. I'm like the mama deer. I'm nurturing. The second second trait I talked about, or characteristic of my personality, is competitive. Again, this was during COVID. We were doing an online scavenger hunt with people from around the country for an organization my husband belongs to. And one of them was to have one of the scavenger hunt items was to get a piece of patio furniture. And so I went out in the pouring rain and drug this chair in from the deck. And so I wrote, I'm competitive. I brought this chair inside in the pouring rain so I could win a virtual scavenger hunt during COVID. I am competitive. All right, so you see how this goes along. We've got silly, we've got compulsive, we've got snarky. There I used a meme, but you have the freedom to go and take this in any direction you want. I'm looking for 5 personality characteristics with just a little sentence or 2 explaining it with a picture that goes with each one. I don't want words that describe the things you like to do, right? I'm a golfer. I didn't put golfer on there. That's not really part of my personality. That's a hobby. That's an interest. I want to get at the heart of who you are. What are those personality characteristics that you would use to describe yourself at this point in the course? You are also required, as part of this assignment, to comment on 2 of your classmates' personality profiles. So make sure you take a look at those. Even though we're in an online format, it's fun to kind of see who else is taking the class with you. You can comment on mine too if you want, but I think it's more interesting to meet new people in the class. Have fun with the assignment. I always enjoy looking over these and can't wait to see what you produce.